What's up, everybody? We're into the back half of Peacemaker Season 2 now, and I've got maybe my craziest theory yet for the DCU. Let's dive into episode 205. This week's episode got started with another flashback going to Rick Flag Jr.'s funeral. This scene added quite a bit of context and another layer to Flag Sr.'s anger and confusion when he saw the pic of the 11th Street kids in Harcourt's apartment in last week's episode. She promised him that she was going to get the guy who got Jr. because remember, before he became head of Argus, Flag Sr., he couldn't access the files for his son, and instead, Harcourt, she fell in love with Peacemaker. But once we're back in the present, it's revealed that Sasha Bordeaux already has her cybernetics in the DCU. That's huge because, for one, it reaffirms actress Sol Rodriguez's comments and James Gunn's too about the history being there with bats in the DCU. It's probably not something that we'll ever see. She's already past that. I just think it's good world building by James Gunn for the fans who are that invested. That's not all, though. Her cybernetics are also a direct connection to Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle. Her upgrades are courtesy of OMAC Cybernetics, and if you remember, those were introduced in the Blue Beetle movie with the villain Carapax, which is loosely canon to the DCU. Then Gunn did change her origin from being injured in prison to being injured in a plane crash, so nothing too crazy. However, the theory that clicked for me this week is rather crazy, but I can't lie, I think it might just pan out. I'm not sure if people have been speculating about this already. I know he dropped the Martians have one eye, and that's kind of an absolute Martian Manhunter reference, but I think the one and only Langston Fleary is Martian Manhunter. That's not to say that Tim Meadows, although he's an incredible actor, he's hilarious, even though the bird blindness isn't funny. I don't think he's going to stay as the character once this is revealed, but right now, I'm convinced it's him. Again, this is just my speculation, but it's going to be revealed that he arrived on Earth just before the start of this season. You know, he's only been here a couple months, that sort of thing. Maybe just before the events of Superman. That's what the bird blindness actually is. Types of birds isn't something that, he'd read minds to find out. He needs much more critical information than that, and that's definitely not me coping because those jokes aren't hitting for me. It could also give a different meaning to his reaction to Economos spitting on him, as silly as that sounds. But most importantly, he's positioned himself in the government agency, Argus, that deals with metahumans and aliens in this world. It just makes too much sense to me, and I've mentioned this bit before too, but James Gunn, he had those Choco's cookies on set. That's a crazy move if John Jones isn't in this show. But getting back to the episode, Rick Flag Sr. gets his crack at Peacemaker, and if Economos didn't put his name in the system here, Peacemaker might not be alive for the rest of his own show. Ginger Cool, he put the right name in for a change after screwing the pooch, framing his dad Augie Smith in Season 1, which of course gave us that incredible unscripted scene from John Cena. Then Flag and Sasha Bordeaux, apparently there's something going on there too. That dude's so goddamn horny. Then Red Saint Wild finds the cabin, but he couldn't care less about the dimensional rift. He wants Eagly. He wasn't ready for Eagly to pull up with the homies, though, and he gets obliterated in another epic bird action scene from Peacemaker Season 2. The absurdity of Saint Wild has come to an end this week, and it was another incredible team-up for James Gunn and Michael Rooker. Saint Wild was the one guy worse off than Peacemaker this week, and after he's set free by Argus, thanks to Economos, he's packing it up and heading to the better dimension. The one where he's got his brother, the one where he's got a loving father, the one where he's got the girl. But the 11th Street kids immediately start trying to figure out the dimensional rift controls to get their guy back, with Harcourt leading the charge out of guilt. Judo Master made it through with him and Eagly though, and it's only a matter of time now until the truth is revealed about this other universe. Here I was thinking it was going to be Adebayo. I was so ready for Danielle Brooks in that situation. She would have been amazing, but now I just hope it's Augie Smith who sees Judo Master first. Peacemaker gets to enjoy the universe for now, though, as he stops a kaiju with his dad and his brother, the top trio, in the perfect dimension. I've got another theory with this too. I don't think this one is quite as crazy, but still a bit far-fetched. I bet this kaiju came from the center on this other Earth, and that's part of Gun's secret for the final episodes. The center is a sentient island that commands an army of prehistoric creatures, and I just think it'd be a fun way to tease the rumored big bad of Chapter 1. That was one of the very first DCU rumors, and it would mean we're setting up Justice League New Frontier. It's another one that makes too much sense with the first chapter being called Gods and Monsters, and then you're going to have them go up against prehistoric creatures. I mean, come on. But Peacemaker, he also makes his move in this other dimension, and he goes to get his girl. He's got it all. I thought that was a good episode, but I gotta say, it felt kind of short. I don't know if it necessarily felt like it was missing something per se. I don't think I'd go that far. It's just most of the episodes have felt short in season 2, but we won't know until the end of the season if it's a bad thing or just what the best version of the story called for, so we'll see. And so that's going to do it for my Peacemaker 205 breakdown. As always, I want to know what you guys thought of the episode, so let me know down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.